So first off, for those who don't know, we got quite a reaction, quite the amount of views on our clip talking about Dricus du Plessis' win over Robert Whitaker last week. So first off, shout out to everyone in South Africa who watched this clip. I think we're at 3.2K views currently on this clip, which for us is awesome. So thank you to everyone from South Africa. Thank you to everyone who commented. The passion that you guys have for your country and for Dricus was like palpable from these comments. So that was awesome. And even thank you to all the haters because it was quite the amount of hateful comments. We appreciate those too. I'm sure those drove a lot of the views. But I'm going to briefly address a few things because I love the debate. I love, plenty of the comments I was starting to answer. You can hate on us all you want. We'll answer them. I love that. What I don't love is the people who pretend we said things that we never said just because they want to hear themselves talk on the internet. I know this is the world we live in now, but I'm going to address really quickly. Firstly, we all said Dricus had the right to say what he said about being the first fighter to win a belt who's truly fighting out of Africa. All we said was that we knew Izzy would be offended by it, and we were right. So I'm not sure what we're getting shit about in that regard because we literally agreed with you guys. Secondly, we never once said that Izzy and Usman and Ngannou returning for a parade with the belt was comparable to Dricus winning it when actually living and fighting out of Africa. Never came out of our mouths. So a bunch of comments saying, I can't believe you guys would say those are the same thing. We literally never said that. And finally, the main point I want to get to here. Never at any time did any of us say that Dricus was a bad fighter or that he lucked into his wins. We said his technique is not the highest level, which is not really an arguable point. That's a fact, that he doesn't have the prettiest technique and he relies on other things. But never did we say he was bad or that he lucked into any wins. You can go back and listen to the episode when he debuted, where I talked about what a factor he would be in this division, where I talked up his win over Roberto Soldic and told everyone to watch out for him and that he'd rise up the ranks. You can go back and see how I have picked him to win every single fight up to this point until he hit Robert Whitaker. And then you have people now saying, oh, our fight knowledge got exposed and don't come here for these guys' fight picks because you see how wrong they are and yada, yada. And this is why I started on this, because these type of comments got me curious. And we don't claim to be any experts on this show. We're just, fight fans who like to talk about fights, and we do our best to give you guys some good info and make some picks. But I read these comments saying, oh, don't come here for these guys' advice. They got exposed. They don't know anything. And it got me thinking. So, since you should avoid us and our knowledge of fight picks, I was curious. I went on Bloody Elbow. Super popular website. Ton of MMA fans frequent this website because I know they do a thing called staff picks, where they have their whole staff pick every fight every week. 13 staff members. And they have a leaderboard all year long. You know what percentage their year-long leader has hit at? 59%. You know what percentage I'm at this year? 64. Oh. And that's every fight. You want to say, oh, Mark, we can't fact check that because I track this myself. We can only use the ones you say on the show. Fine. I'm at 61% on the show. So I'd still be leading Bloody Elbow. You know what this guy is at? On here with me? 65%. He'd be slaughtering Bloody Elbow. So, for guys who don't know anything and who are just on here talking and should be avoided, I think we're doing all right. So your comments took me down a rabbit hole. I saw some results that said, and I figured I'd share those results. So now we can move on.
Dude, I didn't know that. Dude, we should get hired at Bloody Elbow like today.
Thank you. We would be in
Have
first
you ever seen those like
over 13 people.
We would be. What is Omar? Just wondering.
He would have been. Did
you also tally his?
Sixth. I did. He was like fifth or sixth.
Okay.
He wasn't on top of the pack like you and I.
I didn't see this. Does Bloody Elbow do their staff pick every single fight of every card, or just like they pick main events and overall?
They pick every fight of every card. Lately, they have started putting like the undercard behind a paywall or something. I don't know. It's their site changed a little bit lately, but yeah.
So, in terms of the feedback that we get, I mean, on the one hand, if it's like a nameless, faceless person who's commenting on our account and is saying something just like unnecessarily mean, and if it's like the guy's account is just like a word, and like it's the picture is like not of a person, I'm not gonna really care about it. I'm with you though. Like when guys when they say shit that we didn't say, it's just it's confusing. It's a little confusing, and it's just like, man, the internet and comment sections on social media, and I kind of consider YouTube kind of social media-esque. It's just like a dark place.
Oh yeah,
it can just be a dark place, and it is what it is. People get passionate, and people just they act and say things on social media and on the internet that they would never even think to say in real life. And that I'm not calling anybody out and calling somebody a tough guy. I'm just like, that's just a fact. It's just true. When it comes to Dricus, let me just try to bring this back here. Just thinking about, because I went back and I listened to us. I'll say personally, I'll speak for myself. Because I'm a ring announcer and now I work in combat sports, I'm sometimes now doing cooler and cooler things, and I'm rubbing elbows with the Anthony Pettises, and I fucking met John Jones, and I'm doing some cool shit. I'm going to be meeting Rich Franklin in September at an event. So when I'm on here, and I'm always a little, to be quite honest with you, Mark, I don't always love making fight picks myself. And part of the reason why I don't give as thorough a breakdown is because I don't want to be construed as like calling somebody trash on here, and then a year from now, I wind up like, announcing somebody's teammate, and they're there.
Totally.
And
totally. I even try to not.
You just never know.
Omar does.
And Omar does. Omar calls Dricus's. Omar calls people pillow hands. I'm like, dude, you gotta calm down.
Yeah.
But I think you know what I'm saying. That because
yes.
now I'm kind of a part of the world of combat sports. And let me tell you this, it is a small fucking world. It's a small world. So I try to make picks cautiously. We just give a lot of respect to everybody. So with that being in mind, listening back to last week's episode, I understand how some of what we said about Dricus and his approach to the fight and his skill set, some of what some of us said, including myself, could have been taken as a compliment insult. Kind of, we're saying he's very good, but we don't know why he's very good. He has an awkward style. I can understand how some people would take that as sort of a backhanded compliment, and I don't mean it that way at all. And I'll say it right here:
yeah,
Dricus is great. He's proving himself to be great.
He's the number one middleweight in the world.
Whitaker.
I didn't think we had to.
He just took him out. He didn't even beat him in a decision. He finished him in the second round.
Yes, it's I didn't think
God.
we had to be like, in case people don't know, he's very good at fighting. Like, no fucking shit. Oh man.
Anyway, okay.